Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 110 football pregame tailgate. We are here live from the bank. It's a very, very big day. I'm Connor Kalopsis. Here with me today is Jessica Black. Welcome back to the LAFC games.
Thank you.
Billy is here.
Happy hump day!
Okay, and Vince Rosa.
I'm here, and I'm wearing a jersey.
Oh, what jersey is that, Vince?
Well, I did it, okay? All right, Carlos, I bought it.
Oh, yeah.
I bought the jersey. Let's just put it this way. You signed a new contract, and I heard you're making a nice sum of money. So I'm going to go ahead and send you the receipt for this jersey if you could slice me off what I paid for this jersey, because you basically forced me to do it. Because once it got posted on social media, I got guilted into it. Not that I don't love Carlos Vela, but this is in fact my first LAFC jersey with a name and number on it.
I mean, it's a pretty good name and number on the back.
Yeah, good place
Let's
to start.
just say that. And if you guys haven't seen it already, check out the Max and Vince podcast.
It's a very good one. Carlos was
Featuring
in a very
Carlos
good mood.
Vela.
Yes.
And that being the case, make sure you subscribe, follow, hit the bell to 110. And for these types of segments, these types of shows, we love the interaction with all of you. I'm looking at Nico the Pug saying, yo. I love looking at Nico the Pug saying, yo. So make sure you come in, chime in with your questions, be interactive, stump us, ask us questions. Let's have some fun tonight, everybody.
And also, Luis, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hey, we did that press conference.
We did. Speaking of the press conference and speaking of the big news, Giorgio Chiellini is here in Los Angeles. We talked about the Bale news a lot, and let's not take away from how big this Chiellini signing is. Press conference was today, arrived in Los Angeles. Let's take a little listen into what he said at the press conference.
I really would like to talk in English. I'm excited. I'm happy. Surely it's a new chapter of my life, but for the first time I've started to talk with Will and John. I'm fully convinced to this club that this club is perfect for me. I'm really happy and proud to be here. I'm sure I can bring something to this club, but I'm fully convinced that I receive more than what I bring. The team is fantastic. As I said before, I don't have to change something or to bring something special. Just to add what I am, and hope to continue this way, because we are at the top and we have to finish at the top. But it's a long trip. I don't want to become the best player or I want to be Giorgio. I want to help the team. I want to not change, as I said before, the group, but just to add my skills and my energy, my experience. But I want just one of 25, not the first, the second, the third, and this is the most important things. And this value is important in all our group in order to arrive to and maintain the top. We are not one. We are one together.
Oh, look at that Italian flag wipe.
That makes
you
me
like
so
that?
happy.
So this is a huge signing. And for a huge signing, you'd expect maybe sometimes some ego. That man is disgustingly humble. And it makes me feel bad about myself.
Not only was he disgustingly humble, but during the course of the press conference, he was asked by one of the reporters about the back line already, specifically about Mamadou Fall. And Chiellini had complimented all the defenders out there, saying, these guys are all great. Why am I here? So, like, that bit of humbleness is great. But my favorite quip that he had throughout the course of the press conference was he mentioned, hey, look, strikers sell tickets, but defenders win championships. And I love that, being a defender of the bank.
Ooh, plug.
Nice little plug there.
Listen on all
I
podcast
really like
platforms.
what you did there. Look, Giorgio Chiellini is a player that I've gotten to watch for a long time. He comes from my favorite club, my boyhood club, if you will say.
Played there?
I wish. I have been supporting the club since, way back in 1994. I bet almost no one in the chat
Oh
was
my
born
God,
then.
94?
Yeah, I'm old. But Giorgio Chiellini, what you see is what you get. I mean, he is a no-nonsense defender. But to Connor's point, like, he's a guy that you rally around. He keeps the team level. He celebrates everybody.
Look at him.
John Thorrington even said, and John Thorrington's talked to a lot of different football personalities across the world, and he said, I knew Giorgio Chiellini was something special, but then to actually talk to him, he exceeded my expectations more than 100%. And he was like, and that's incredible. And everyone I've talked to around the club since he's arrived here, they're like, Giorgio Chiellini is the nicest man. And it's just so funny because then you see him on the pitch and tenacious, but then he is the type to slide tackle you down, then pick you up and give you a big bear hug. And that's why I've loved Giorgio Chiellini for the longest time.
Well, that and the fact that he's won your boyhood team a lot of titles.
Yes.
By the way, what group is Italy in the World Cup this season? This World Cup? Too soon? Too soon?
They'll be hanging out on my couch.
At least Canada's in a group.
Ooh.
Yeah, but you know what? Canada, Italy, neither team will go to the knockout stage, and only one actually has a chance.
I disagree.
You're
Canada's clear of the group stages.
too big of a stage. This is
No.
first time
Belgium,
in 30
Croatia,
years.
Morocco. Look, good
Morocco's
teams.
good, bro.
Canada's gonna surprise a lot of people.
Don't think so.
I'm willing to bet on it. I'm confident.
Stakes.
What are stakes? We're not betting cash.
Oh, yeah, because I'm winning that.
I'll manage it.
I got to send receipts to Carlos Vela to get my jersey paid for.
What do you think, chat? What should we bet?
Tattoos.
Tattoos.
I'd get it.
don't know, that's
I'm
How many tattoos
confident.
do you have?
I'm confident. 0.
All right, well, this will be your first. So if this in fact happens, I pick your tattoo. But if Canada goes, you pick my tattoo, and I will go, and we will
Deal.
film it for content for 110 Football.
And, yeah, we're witnessing
You saw it
this.
here.
You and I
I'm
observed
seeing this
bet.
and I'm just thinking, you've never had a tattoo before. You know it hurts, right?
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Well, I'm not gonna get one. So.
You're not gonna
Billy,
get one.
you delve in
I mean, I'm
a
gonna
lot
win.
of financial and legal contracts. There's nothing more legal than a handshake on a live stream
let's do a
on
spit
YouTube,
shake.
yeah?
I mean, absolutely, especially with 2 observers. I mean, that's.
Yep.
I mean, at least you're not talking about placements because that could get really dangerous. As far as
And maybe
bets are
we'll talk
concerned.
about what those tattoos are on an episode of LAFC 360.
This is the kind of content y'all are here
But I'll
for.
figure it
no
out.
doubt.
You're going to get just like over the top, like Tupac.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Italian life.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna get "Oh Canada" as
You're
a
going to get
tramp stamp.
cannoli across your stomach.
Cannoli across my
Oh
stomach.
no.
Okay, this will be a fun conversation.
Okay, you guys, let's pivot a little bit back to, LAFC and the game. The starting lineup is out, so let's go ahead and talk about that.
All right, here's the serious.
I'm waiting for the
Everyone's
swoosh
going
to
in
go
on
across.
tattoos.
That's good.
Okay, you guys, I'm just going to go ahead and start. So, in goal, Maxime Crepeau, Hollingshead, Murray, Ibiaga, Cheeky Palacios. Then in midfield, we have Kellen Acosta, Ilie Sanchez, and Sifu. In the front line, we have Masovsky, Chicho Arango, and Carlos Vela. Now, I have to tell you that Eddie Segura is on the bench, so, maybe we'll get to see him. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But also, Brian Rodriguez and Tajori Shroudy are dealing with some injury issues, so that's why they are not in the team this evening. How do we feel about this starting lineup? Anything out of the ordinary? Anything kind of like, oh, I'm worried about that?
Strong. Still very strong lineup. The thing that I see when I see that lineup is the midfield I want to see. I want to see Kellen Acosta in the midfield. I know he's been dealing with a little knock himself, so he's been playing a little bit less, but I like that it's Kellen Acosta from the start with Sifu, with Ilie. I thought Ilie was fantastic against Red Bulls in a game where transition was so important. Sifu had a good game, not quite as good as he had in Seattle, but you tie in Kellen Acosta, and those 3 are going to be so important, especially when you think about that other new signing, Gareth Bale, and the ability to get the ball to him quickly and get out and run. It's going to be incredible. So I like that they're getting them in early and getting that familiarity.
I was really impressed with Franco Escobar over the weekend. That being said, I think Hollingshead has more than proven his spot in the starting lineup. So
his best game was against Seattle.
So for me, look, I would personally say I would rather see Escobar start. That being said, it's like 3-4 days after his last match.
Right.
And that speaks to the depth of the squad. Hollingshead comes in, I don't really bat an eye.
There's that aspect, but I would assume that Hollingshead would be so fired up for this game, being that he spent so much of his career down in Dallas.
Oh,
so that
do you
gives
think
him,
that might have played into Steve's thinking here?
I would have been
That's a good call.
I would have been disappointed if he wasn't starting. He has such a history with FC Ribeye Steak that you'd want a player like him to go out there. I mean, if you guys remember, we kind of did not a player swap, but you got Farfan down at Dallas. You got Hollingshead here at LAFC. That's just that extra motivation. And you're going to want these big bodies to body up against players such as Areola and Ferrer and, of course, Paxton Pomacall. You got to put some bruisers out there, and Hollingshead certainly fits that bill.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about, Chicho Arango. I do think that he could potentially have a good game. He scored in the last game, so looking for him to start, from in the beginning and maybe get some shots off. It's a strong lineup. You know, you guys have already kind of said it. We have a lot of strength and depth in the squad. After the break, it seems like some guys are getting back up to speed. You know, they're coming back from injuries. And without Brian Rodriguez and Tajuri Shroudy, I am looking at this team and I'm like, oh, we still have a chance. I mean, that is so different than last season.
Oh, jeez. So please don't bring up last season.
Yeah,
you're so right.
That shall not be spoken
If
about.
we had gone
The
into this
mulligan
game
year.
seeing the injury report where we see, okay, Tajuri Shroudy, Brian Rodriguez are going to be questionable, we would have all been quaking, thinking, oh God, what's going to happen here? Is the bench even going to have the full complement of players?
Las Vegas Lights promote.
but now, like you said, we're able to fill in with depth, and then we still got guys coming back. I'm not sure if Eddie Segura will see any time, but depending on the game state, you'd love to see him get some few minutes. It's just so tough with a defender. You don't bring in defenders for 15, 20 minutes like you do attackers. So it's going to be interesting but Eddie being there is nice.
I'll agree with Jesus and say maybe I'm not going to go as far as a goal, but maybe a Trejo home appearance, first home appearance.
You'd hope that some of these players would get some burn, because obviously with Gareth Bale coming in, a healthy Brian, we're not going to see as much of Danny Musovski. We're not going to see as much of somebody like a Danny Trejo or even a Mahala. So, I mean, it's good that these guys are going to get some burn. It gives them the motivation as well to try to do their best to stay relevant with all these superstars coming in.
Okay, don't burn my shoot my shot. You know, that's a part of my shoot my shot. Don't
We'll
burn
get to it.
Sorry,
Don't burn it
Jess,
yet.
I should have read the notes. My bad.
So everyone, I know this is your favorite part of the pregame tailgate, but we're doing Players to Watch. Once again, if you're new here, Players to Watch is a game that we play where you pick one player from each team based off the MLS Fantasy scoring system. You can win some sick prizes. We give away signed player hats, but not this year, my apologies. Today, this day, we're doing a 110 football prize pack.
Yeah, because we got some sweet new hats.
We got some
shirts.
sweet new hats.
Got some of those tie bags. I don't know what they call those.
So get at us on social media. You can get it even in the chat here with your players from each team, and you can win. All you have to do, it's free to play.
It's free to play, but you got to get it in before kickoff. And then, if you want to know if you won, you have to follow up and watch LAFC 360, which this next week will be on a Wednesday because of the holiday. So enjoy your 4th of July. But big LAFC 360 heading into the Galaxy match. So
Wednesday. Wednesday.
Yes, you'll want to be watching anyways. But it's the only way you can find out to win because we don't announce it anywhere else but the show.
I know. It's great. It's like a little mysterious, eh? Like
That's what people say about me.
Okay, Philly, go ahead.
As far as mysterious.
Did I throw you off a little bit there?
Kind of. I mean, you do watch games alone by yourself in
Yes.
the dark. So
And actually,
that is rather mysterious.
I found a pen.
Oddly suspicious, too.
That's been my whole goal this entire show has been to
You just
try to
taking
throw
out
it
random stuff from your pockets?
Didn't take it.
You're
How do you know it was in
mysterious
my-
like
How do you
that.
know it was in my pocket?
Oh, I mean, what
Billy,
else are you going to
please just
find in
say your
something
players
La
to
Rosa
watch.
fans
hurry
go?
up, hurry
All
up,
right,
take it out of
fine.
misery.
For the visiting ribeye steak, you'd have to look no further than Jesus Ferreira. The guy's got 9 goals and 4 assists on the season, leading the team in both statistical categories. A darling. I'm assuming that Augsburg is looking at Ricardo Pepi and looking at Ferreira going, oops, we goofed. No doubt Ferreira's having an outstanding season. As far as LAFC is concerned, Chicho Arango has been on a bit of a streak. Gesundheit, Connor. Chicho Arango's been on a bit of a streak right now, scoring goals in consecutive games. Look for him to do so as well. He's coming into his own. He's feeling a lot of confidence. And I mean, that goal that he scored the last time against the New Jersey Energy Drinks, I think that only is going to continue on. He's quietly but surely become our second leading scorer this season with 5 goals.
Yeah, so I chose Paul Areola. You know, I thought it's an obvious choice. He has 8 goals and 2 assists. He's been on fire. He's been one of the best players in the MLS season so far, and he's a very difficult player to play against. So I'm thinking that's probably an easy choice. And then I went with Chicho Arango as well. He's on a little bit of a streak, like Philly said, scoring in the last 2 games, looking sharp. And so I back him to do something in this game. And I was really hard on him a couple of weeks ago, and he shut me right up. You know, he shut me right up. So I expect him to continue on that streak.
You were literally on the live stream with us when he scored.
Yeah, I was.
And then Jess was like, I gotta go.
I was like, he's just not doing it for me. He's not doing it for me. Bam, goal, right in my face. And I like that. I like for people to prove me wrong.
I tend to overthink these things. I enjoy doing it, try to overanalyze, but I'm not doing it. This is a feelings-based
There is
one.
no way you overthink
No,
anything.
I never overthink anything. But this is like purely good vibes. I have Latif Blessing as my LAFC player to watch. It's not even
the guy on the
starting.
bench?
Coming off the bench, he is one of the none of the 14 who have scored goals for LAFC this season.
Did you pick Ryan Hollingshead for Dallas?
And for FC Dallas, I have Marco Farfan.
Oh, you picked
Tristan
Marco
Blackman
Farfan.
came to the bank and scored against us in a what would I'd still say be considered as a blowout win for LAFC. I'd say, you know what, Marco Farfan, we're gonna be winning 3-0. You get up on a set piece, score a goal, we'll cheer. I don't know.
Great.
La Rosa?
Great. I just want to say this. I'm on record as saying Jessica Black is one of the sharpest minds in football.
No question.
And it's not just because we picked the same players to watch. I do think that Jessica Black is great, but we did pick the same players to watch. Paul Arriola has been an MVP candidate. He's at least in the top 5 for me. I love wingers that want to go at you 1v1 at every chance. They want to stretch the field. They want to get in behind. That's Paul Arriola, and that's how he's scored so many goals and been so dangerous for FC Dallas. And then Chicho Arango, you said it, kind of on a streak. He is a streaky player. He's a confidence guy, and I think that not only scoring in 2 straight games, but he comes off the bench in that last game, gets a goal, and then Steve Trenolo goes, all right, go out there. You've got the start this time. That's going to bode well for his confidence. And you know what? This FC Dallas team can attack. They can do well with the ball. When they don't have the ball, I'm not sure they can defend, and they can defend the likes of Carlos Vela and Chicho Arango at the same time.
Who's running the 110 football chat? What's up, man? But I will say,
They go hard, that's all I know.
To your point, Vince, about Jessica being one of the sharpest minds in the footballing world, for her to be sat next to me in this camera, not a good look for me, personally. Gotta say.
I mean, probably, a little bit of that, like, rubbing off on you, by association.
Sure, maybe it's a
you're
good thing. Maybe
also
I'm just, like,
great,
learning, right?
Yeah, but I don't know about those picks, Connor. I'm not gonna lie. Those picks are very suspect today. I mean,
We'll see. You know what? We'll see. Maybe I'll get a tattoo. No, I'm
I feel like you guys are the split screen of the person that didn't study for the test and the one that studied.
definitely me. I'm just spitballing
Yeah.
it here. But just a reminder, get your picks in now across social media. 110 football players to watch, and you can win this
Sharp
110
here.
football prize pack. And the winner will be announced on LAFC 360 this Wednesday. That's the only place we're announcing it, and that's the only place you will know if you win. Bada bing, bada boom.
If not,
Happy 4th of
I'll
July.
have myself a handsome 110 prize pack.
Oh, yeah. Me and Vince will rep it on the show.
So since I happen to be keeping the seat warm of the resident 110 degenerate gambler, now, of course, I'm talking lovingly about my man, the Scarf, it would only be fitting for me to introduce this segment of things. But since I am not necessarily a betting man, you don't want that as a financial advisor. You don't want to be a betting man with anybody's money.
It's not betting.
Not when you're talking to me in the markets, bro. I'm going to let Vince LaRosa talk about what the prop bets are all about and what they entail.
I literally just placed a bet with a young man on this show.
High stakes, too, by the way.
High stake. Well, not so much for me. I got plenty of tattoos. This kid, though, when he gets his first.
I will get your last name on my back.
Please.
Oh, man.
Please do not.
You heard that,
Please do
right?
not. But prop bets are exactly this. They're basically reason why they're called prop bets. It's a proposition thrown to you, and you have to kind of go on either side because they're set in a way that forces you to make a decision. And so we're going to put out some prop bets, and we'll say over under or this many goals, that many goals, that kind of goal score. So it forces you to make a decision, and it's fun stuff. It's not just who's going to win. So that pretty much lays it out for us, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Explain it better than the Scarf could.
No, Scarf is the best. Plus, he's a teacher that likes to talk about betting. Let's not go too much into it. Our first prop bet out there for everybody. First team to score. So it's either LAFC or FC Dallas. Sometimes no one scores, so you can just lose this bet based off of that. But if a team is going to score, Connor Kalopsis, who will be the first team to score today?
LAFC. Easily LAFC.
Just supreme confidence. It's not going to be Latif Blessing, though, probably, right?
Latif is going to come on in the 2nd minute.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. But no, LAFC is going to score first.
Okay.
I'm confident today.
Jessica, who did you have for scoring first in this match?
well, Connor clearly copied my homework because I also said LAFC. So there you go.
I'm trying to sound smart, so I just copy all of
At
Jessica's
least,
answers.
hey, at least
Yes,
he's finally trying.
That got me through college, by the way, just saying.
And now he's a financial planner.
Uh-oh.
God bless America.
Who do you have scoring first?
So LAFC's a second half team. They score a lot of goals in the second half, more so than any team in MLS. And that being the case, FC Ribeye Steak, FC Dallas is going to be the first team to score today.
Wow, I have FC Dallas to score first as well. I think they want to look to make a fast start. It's the kind of team they've built around. And quite frankly, they need to make a fast start because, again, I don't think they can defend for an entire match. So there we go. This side, LAFC. This side, we've got
Good
FC
side.
Dallas. But we've got
Okay, the only
three more
Justice
prop
Answer
bets to
side.
go. Let's see how we split along these. Second prop bet is over under 6.5 saves. This is combined between the goalkeepers. Saves, though, so, that means there's going to be, if you go over, there's going to be at least 7 shots combined and that are not going in the net. I'll start us off. I'm going to say over. I think these teams are offensive, and I think they're going to be putting some shots on target. And I think there's some quality players that can actually get some shots on target. Philly.
I'll agree with you on this. I think both teams are capable of punting in a lot of goals. To your point about them not being able to score goals and preventing and doing defense, like FC Dallas is only allowed 17 goals. It's the same as LAFC, by the way.
Wow.
But I will say this, we're going to be over 6.5 shots.
Okay. Jessica?
I went under just for fun.
I went over.
Wait, hold on. Did you just copy off of Connor's?
No.
That's a
I
Connor.
went over. I missed that one.
I know, but her reasoning, just for fun. It was
For
like,
funsies.
okay, so you went.
And now I'm rubbing off on you.
Yeah.
Connor, but you went over.
Yes, I went
Okay.
over.
All right.
You always got to take the most shots, Vince. When you're under on the shots, it's never a fun party.
Yeah, it'll be a boring game. But Jessica likes tactical battles, so.
I mean, but
we're
it's
okay
also
there.
that also goes with what my score line I think is going to be.
Oh, teaser. Okay, third prop bet. Anytime goal score. So this is a really fun one. Again, all these prop bets force you to make a decision. This is an interesting one because of the, let's say, so there's 11 players at the start of the game. There'll be 3 subs, 4 subs each. So now we're talking about almost 30 players that can be on the pitch. You got to pick one. Connor, who would you have as an anytime goal scorer?
Latif the Beef Blessing.
No one calls him that.
Who?
No one calls him that.
I call him
That
that.
reminds me of something like the movie from the movie Mallrats, Trish the Dish. Yeah, nobody calls me that.
Yeah, nobody calls him that. Jessica, who do you have as your first anytime goal scorer?
Chicho Arango. Obvious, yeah.
Yeah, line it up with your players to watch.
Yeah.
That's how I do it. Never works, but. Philly, what do you got?
I'm going to call this the La Rosa blessing. Carlos Vela. That's who's going to score an anytime goal.
There you go. It's all because I bought his jersey. Maybe I should run down to the field before they start and be like, Carlos, I got it. And he's just going to give me a thumbs up. I went
Or another
opposite-
finger.
I picked my player to watch, but I went opposite of you, Jessica. I went Paul Arriola. I think he's the one that scores that early first goal, gets out into some space,
Yeah.
and scores the goal. Don't hate. Fourth prop bet, over under 3.5 offsides. Can I just say before we pick this, and no offense to our producer for picking this, offsides is the most boring thing to me in the world. But I went over. These teams like to get in behind. We'll see some offsides. But I guess it all depends on how good the assistants are in this game. And then I'm going to jump. I'm going to go to Connor. We're going to
Areola will have 3 offsides single-handedly.
on his own. Well, that's not what I'm asking for.
But so yes.
over. Okay, Jessica.
Definitely over. Chicho Arango's going to be offside a couple of times.
So, yeah.
So I went over.
Okay, Philly.
No big monologue here. Over.
Over. Okay. So we've done our 4 prop bets. Now we're moving on to parlays and another explanation for you. Parlay is basically combining bets that you have to hit on every single one to win. So you combine 3. If you get 2 out of 3, pretty good. But guess what? You don't win. So we combine 2 of our prop bets, 2 of the 4 prop bets that we just did. The panel gets to pick, and then they have to use their score. So you're going to hear our score predictions with this. And up first is Philly. Philly, what is your parlay?
Ooh-wee, it's time for Filet's parlay. All right, so my parlay for the day, we're going over 6.5 on the saves. We're going over the boring one, over 3.5 on the offsides. And this is a scoring line I love to stick with. It's LAFC with the W, 3-1.
All right, very nice. I am up next. I went Dallas to score first because I'm confident in it, but I'm confident in my score line as well. I also, because I have Dallas to score first, I'm going to go with Paul Arriola because I said he was going to be the one that does it. Also helps my players to watch. And I went a score line of 2-1 to LAFC. I think Dallas scores first. I think LAFC gets it level. And then, like I said, Dallas has been very good. I like that you pointed out 17 goals against, but as of late, they've been a little more leaky, and I think it's because they've had to defend more. So that's my big takeaway from watching their last 3 games. Jessica, what is your parlay?
Yeah, so I went with the under 6.5 saves, over 3.5 offsides, and 2-1 to LAFC. I think it's going to be one of those clinical games. I don't know. I just have this weird feeling that the balls are going to go in the back of the net. There's not going to be that many saves. I just think it's going to be one of those kind of shootout types of games. Yeah, LAFC are going to win this one. I think we're on a roll. I think we're the better team, So there you go. That's my explanation.
My parlay, Latif to score anytime.
Got it?
LAFC to be the
riding
first
that
to
Latif
score.
pick.
And the score line is going to be 1-0. 1-0.
I'll die if you're,
Latif is
if
scoring
you're right. I'll
first.
die.
It's going to be 1 goal, and it's going to be coming off the bench. I'm just
Got
telling you.
it. Got it. Sounds like a boring game.
I mean, but that's
It's
not
going
a
to be
bad.
it's going to be a last-minute winner.
That's not a
Okay.
bad shout though, because we've been kind of like the off the bench, last minute kind of save you kind of team. So
Latif to just do something like this, and then just be like,
okay,
What's that again?
it's a
Dramatization.
You ever played this sport?
It's with your feet, right?
All right, then. Why don't you move us along to the next segment?
So we also do this segment called Shoot Your Shot on 110 Football. It's basically our message to the team of what we want to see in the game. So, without further ado, Jessica Black.
Yeah, so I went with play like your position is on the line because it is. Ooh. That's it. You know, so, you know.
Professional sports.
I love competition for places. I love when new players come in because you automatically see the guys that are playing in those positions say, you know what, I might need to play. You know, I might need to put out my best possible performance because this guy's coming in. It's no secret. You know, we watch Chiellini do his unveiling today. He's coming. He's probably going to pop right into a starting position, or he's going to fight for one. So I'm looking at Ibeagha. I'm looking at, you know, Mamadou Fall if he were to get some playing time, or even Murray. You know, you guys are going to have to step up and really put your best game out there. Then you look at somebody like Masovsky. I don't know about you, but if I was him, I would be playing my best possible game tonight, because the next game, you never know if you're going to get any minutes or not, because Bale's going to be knocking on the door. We have some really quality players coming in. And so this competition for places for me is something where you're going to find out who's actually going to be playing for LAFC as we go into our ascendancy and who's not going to be ready to make that step. Even somebody like Mahala, you get a couple of minutes, you have to make it count. You know, some of those times where you watch Mahala, you know, he dribbles, he does all the great things, but he doesn't actually finish off the move. That could be the difference between getting playing time or not now. So I think play like your spot is up for grabs, because it definitely is. We have real quality players coming in, so let's see who steps up.
My shot is score early, guys. Come on. It's a
the
little
guy that's going to be a last-minute winner.
It's a little contradictory to what my prediction is. What I would like to see is different from my prediction. What I would like to see is this team now wait till the second half. Just get it over with. Dallas is going to want to start fast, catch them off guard, maybe pop 1 or 2 in early.
Philly, what do you got?
I mean, to me, so FC Ribeye Steak last season got cooked medium well. This season, they've improved substantially. They're in 4th place right now, 7th place in the Shield running. Between Paul Arriola, between Jesus Ferreira, you're looking at 65% of the offensive output from FC Dallas. Shut those boys down. And oh, by the way, don't forget about Paxton Pomykal, who also leads the MLS in so many statistical categories. You wipe those 3 off the pitch, this team's done. They don't really have anybody. They don't have as many players to score as LAFC does. Neutralize them, body up on them, beat them up. FC Ribeye Steak will get cooked medium well once again.
In my shot, I've actually alluded to it a lot throughout the show. Dallas raced out to a really hot start, but they've kind of come back to earth a little bit. And I think it's because despite scoring early against a lot of teams, when they have to defend, because naturally you kind of sit back a little bit more after you go ahead, they haven't done so well in it. I think it's just because they're a young team. So force Dallas to defend. Don't let them have the ball. The more that you can force them back, I think they will capitulate and eventually break. So force Dallas to defend. And that, my friends, means that we are about to get to kickoff. But let me tell you what's coming up here the rest of the week. We have, obviously, the game. But from here, from 110 Football, we have the coaches show that's going to come up. The graphic is not coming up, so I'm not able to read it for you. But Saturday, we'll be back with a 110 watch party. Psych. We'll be back with a 110 watch party. I saw quick enough. 110 watch party. We'll be out at King of Wings for that Vancouver game on Saturday at 7 p.m. Wednesday, as we've said, we've moved it because of the 4th of July. LAFC 360, 1 p.m. Angels Wear Boots, 4 p.m. And that's a big week for LAFC. It's obviously Galaxy Week, and Angels Wear Boots, they've made a pretty big trade, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of talk about Sidney Leroux, big name coming to.
And right after this, you can watch the LAFC versus FC Dallas game next on Fox Sports 1, Fox Deportes, and ESPN Radio. So you'll want to listen in on that. Get your fix of the game.
Yeah, and speaking of which, get your fix on us later on as we have our post-game reactions come through. Hopefully it's going to be as jovial as it was during this last time around. I'm feeling pretty good that we're going to have a good conversation afterwards. So make sure, if you're in the stadium, hang out with us and let's cheer and toast and do stuff together. If you're not, tell your mom, tell your aunts, tell your sisters, come back. Let's see you on the chat later tonight.
We're on a roll. The vibes have been good. Giorgio Chiellini is in the building to watch this game. Hey, maybe he'll join us for some interaction. You never know.
You never
know. But I think
know.
the team wants to put on a good performance for him. So you guys come back and join us. We'll talk all about it.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you
in about 2 hours.
after an LAFC win. Bye.